Hey everyone, and welcome back to Blue Flame TV. My name is Lachlan, the best and most inaccurate opinion on YouTube. And if you enjoy the videos, please make sure to like and subscribe, since every little like helps. Today I'm going to give my thoughts on The Last of Us 2, a game that came out recently. Now, real talk, I don't know what I want to do with this channel, so just leave your favorite ideas in the comments and I'll do whatever's the most liked. I also don't have any gameplay because I don't have a capture card, so enjoy some Terraria instead. I do recommend watching what I discuss in today's video though. Obviously, big spoiler warning. Anyway, let's get right into it. The Last of Us Part 2 is iffy. It's not bad nor good, it's just there. Let's just get this out there. The gameplay and the graphics are fantastic, but the story isn't good. And the story makes up most of the game in my opinion. The gameplay feels great. There are little to no hiccups in frame rate. The feel of survival of the fittest is really accentuated with little to no resources, and overall, it's just great gameplay. Pair that with 4K textures and you're having a fun time, right? Wrong, because that's where the story comes in. The story in this game is wrong for a number of reasons. For the first big reason, Abby, the main antagonist, is the dictionary definition of a psychopath. She murders anyone in her way without hesitation or remorse. Now the game tries though to pull a sneaky on you and make you empathize for Abby, but that is impossible when the antagonist doesn't have a human side. No morals or nothing. When she is first introduced, she almost gets eaten by a few zombies when Joel, the person she's after, saves her life. Although he does this, she doesn't seem to care in the end because she and her friends ambush and brutally murder him. I'll name you an infinitely better story right here. Abby, stricken with the feeling of vengeance after Joel murders her dad to save Ellie, hunts for years to find Joel, and when she does find him, she doesn't find him the way she likes. She's saved by him. This causes her to have a constant battle between her vengeful and morally good side throughout the story. See, it's a more interesting story. And many fans argue that Joel some way had to die this time. I totally agree. They just did it in a way that was lame and uninteresting. Say Abby is having those battles of good versus evil inside of her, and Joel gets cornered by a few clickers, but then she finally decides to let him die, and quietly mutters, "Goodbye, Joel." That would have been so much better. For the second big reason, Naughty Dog absolutely disrespects Joel. In the first game, Joel was a clever and hard man, shaped by the world he lived in. In the first game, there was a similar ambush waiting for him, but he suspected that it was an ambush, so in the end, he survives. In the second game, his brother even invites Abby and her friends into their settlement. The Joel in the first game wouldn't have saved Abby, or at least he wouldn't have come to Abby's lodge, where he was outnumbered 5-1. But Naughty Dog needed a way to drive the plot. And just like how they drove Abby's intentions, it's lame and uninteresting. Naughty Dog could have had it the other way around. Say Abby saves Joel from being killed, Joel would now trust her and follow her back to the lodge. Last but not least, the ending. I actually really like the ending. Ellie, although she brutally murders multiple other murderers, shows regret for her action, and none is as heartbreaking as the regret shown in the ending. This regret differentiates the good guys and the bad guys. Abby kills dozens of people without any regret, making her a bad guy. Ellie kills dozens of people with regret, making her a good guy. Now enough about good guys and bad guys, let's actually talk about the ending. Ellie, determined again to find and kill Abby, finds Abby strung up on a wooden pole, starved and almost beaten to death. Ellie, being a good guy, changes her mind and instead helps her and her adopted son to the boats where they can escape. Right before they leave, Ellie has one last flashback of Joel and challenges Abby to the death. When Ellie has the upper hand, Abby bites off 2 of Ellie's fingers, and right as Ellie is about to drown Abby, she gives up. Ellie finally takes the moral high ground and gives up. I see a lot of people saying that this is not in line with Ellie's character arc established in the first game, and to some extent I agree, but I think it just chalks up to her finally maturing. Ellie in the first game was more manic, and now she's more like Joel in a way that she will only kill if necessary. Ellie then travels back to her home to find her girlfriend and newborn son nowhere to be found. Stumbling through her old room, she finds the guitar Joel gave to her. Hoping to remember Joel one last time, she picks up the guitar, only to find she can't play with 3 fingers. Ellie gave up everything she had just for revenge, but in the end, she didn't even succeed. I'm crying just thinking about it! Overall, I think the game is iffy. The story was mostly poor, other than the ending, but the gameplay and graphics were great. In closing, I don't think that Naughty Dog should have made another game in the Last of Us franchise. The original Last of Us was all the game I needed at the time. It had a satisfying yet sad ending, and I don't think the game developers should have wasted 7 years on this game. 7 years! They tried so hard, risked it all, but in the end, it didn't even matter. It's kind of like an allegory for the story of The Last of Us 2, don't you think? If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe because every little bit helps. And I know the audio quality is pretty bad. Speaking of bad audio quality, my baby brother is screaming in the background, but yeah, it's fun. But I know it's pretty bad, but I'm working on getting a new microphone, phone pads, and getting Premiere Pro so you don't have to worry about the watermark in the videos. So anyway, this has been Lachlan hosting Blueflame TV and signing out.